Grace be unto you and peace from God our Father and from the Lord Jesus Christ. I was glad when they said to me, "Let us go into the house of the Lord." I'm Father Steve Sellers, and thank you for tuning in today for this brief daily message of hope. You know, there is a wonderful line in the old movie, The Matrix, where Morpheus says to young Neo that there is a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. And of course, that was a paraphrase of a much older saying that has its equivalents in many different languages and cultures. But there is a difference between knowing what we are to do and then doing it. To give you one quick example, I know that if I want to retain the full use of my shoulder, that I need to take this ball that my orthopedic surgeon gave me and squeeze it. I need to be squeezing this all the time if I want to retain the full movement in my shoulder. And I had the surgery 1 week ago today that I need to be squeezing this ball. That's knowing the path that I am to take. But for the last several days, I have known about this path, but I haven't been walking it. I need to be squeezing the ball if I want to get to where my surgeon ultimately and I ultimately want to be, where some 12 weeks from now or so, I'll be able to use my shoulder without the aid of all this mechanical contraption that I'm wearing underneath this shirt. I must not only know the path that's going to get me there, I must do it. You know, there is a wonderful psalm, I think it's Psalm 142 I was reading this morning. This is one of those psalms where we know a little bit about the historicity of it. Tradition is that King David wrote this psalm some nearly 3,000 years ago when he was hiding in a cave from King Saul during the civil war that was raging in Israel. He had had to flee to their enemies, the Philistines in Gath, and then David pretended to be crazy, to be insane, and he fled all the way to the cave at Adullam. And while he was in the cave, the tradition is, he wrote this psalm, and he says this, when my spirit grows faint within me, it is you who know my way. This is verse 3. And in the path where I walk, men have hidden a snare for me. Look to my right and see. No one is concerned for me. I have no refuge. No one cares for my life. I cry to you, O Lord, I say, you are my refuge, my portion in the land of the living. Listen to my cry, for I'm in desperate need. Well, David had deviated from the path. He may have known the path, or he may not have, but he knew the way back. He made his supplication to the Lord. It is for us, people of faith, it is in the Lord that we find our path. You know, Jesus even says in John chapter 14, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but by me. He tells us that he is the path. Now, it's one thing to know that path, and yet it's something else to walk that path. And so that's where we have to have wisdom. That's where we need God's help. David realized that his help was in the name of the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. No one else was going to get David back on the path so that he could even walk. When he wrote Psalm 142 from the cave at Adullam, he wasn't walking at all. He was hiding. Now, we do that too sometimes when we deviate from the path that the Lord has set for us. And we must remember that he is the way back. When we lose our way, he is the way back. And there's a difference between knowing that and then doing it. So if you feel like you're hiding in a cave today, cry out to the Lord. He knows the way you're to walk, and he'll help you walk that path. And I hope you have a blessed day today. And God willing, I'll continue squeezing the ball, and I will see you right here again tomorrow. God bless you.